Slide Elijah.
I'll put it right here.
Put it, oh, yeah, I mean,
I'm
yes,
putting it right
Elijah
here.
in the middle.
Yeah, right there.
We're joined now by the 2025 national champions, the Florida Gators, with head coach Todd Golden, Walter Clayton Jr., Alijah Martin, Alex Condon, and Will Richard. Coach, we'll ask you to begin with a statement, then we'll take questions for the Florida players. Coach.
It's a heck of an accomplishment. I'm super proud of everybody in my program, top to bottom. My staff, who's been together for 3 years, has worked incredibly hard to help get our players to this point. And our players, they've been the difference all the way along. Been incredibly consistent all year, have worked with a great work ethic, and obviously we have an incredibly talented group, one of the most talented groups individually in America, but I do think what separates us and what has separated us all season long is our team talent and the way our guys have played together and for each other all year. And because of that, we can call each other national champions for the rest of our lives.
And congratulations, Coach. We're taking questions first, though, for Walter, Alijah, Alex, and Will. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Let's go up front with Brett.
Brett Friedlander, Saturday Down South. Will, did you feel that you needed to pick the team up the way the other guys were shooting the first half? And Walter, if you could kind of comment on Will's performance while you guys were having a hard time getting open with their defense.
Will first, then Walter.
Yeah, just trying to make plays to help us stay in the game, help us give ourselves the best chance to win. I mean, they were obviously guarding Walt and other guys pretty hard, but I feel like we did a great job of making simple reads. And, I mean, Walt had 7 assists, so even when they were guarding him so hard, I feel like he still made plays to help the team win. So just a good job by the team on staying aggressive throughout that.
Walter.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Houston was guarding us great. You know, they do a great defense out there. Obviously, everyone knows them for that. But, man, we got multiple guys on this team that can go. And tonight was one of those nights for Will, man. He done showed it multiple times this year. You know, never know who night it's going to be, man. And we showed that as a team.
On the left side up front, Edgar from Orlando.
Yeah, for just all you guys, just what's it say? I've already asked one of you maybe on the court, but about you guys' ability to come back in 4 games out of the 6 and stay the course, as Todd likes to say. And, I mean, tonight you guys looked in tough shape there for a while.
We're going to go all the way across. Will, then Alex, then Alijah, then Walter.
I feel like it just goes back to how connected we are as a team. I feel like we all we don't have any quitting. I feel like as long as there's time on the clock, we're going to give ourselves a good chance to win as long as we just stay the course, keep taking it possession by possession. So I just like our resiliency and how we fight through adversity throughout the game.
Alex.
Yeah, I just think our grit down the stretch and, you know, how hard we played defensively. I think we got 9 stops towards the end of the game. So, yeah, it was just a team effort to get this win. It was crazy.
Alijah.
It just goes back to what we did all season. You know, every stretch down the moment that we've been through this year just prepared us for this moment, and we showed up, man. We never blinked, and we're national champs.
I agree with what they said.
That is a good answer, Walter. Let's go on the right side with Kevin from Gainesville.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun. Walter, what did you see on the closeout with Sharp at the end, forcing him to, pick up his dribble? And what does it mean to win the national championship on a defensive play like that?
Yeah, for sure. I seen a lot going on. Coach had said we felt like they was gonna try to get some for either Cryer or Roberts, and Sharp kind of creeped down to the baseline. I seen a back screen, so I'm yelling back screen at Doe, and then Sharp ended up slipping it. They tried to set like a little elevator screen, so just went out there. We work on it in practice, kind of closing out, jumping to the side so you don't foul the shooter. So he kind of pump fake, threw the ball down, ended up being a good play. Doe got on it. We won the game, man. And the feeling just surreal. So it's a crazy feeling, man. I honestly can't even explain it, but it feels good, though.
1 row back, Myron.
Walt, when you go 25 minutes, I think in 3 seconds without scoring, how did you just stay motivated and stay in the game when the shots weren't falling?
Man, these guys around me, man. Like I said, our motto, we all can go. So I understand that if it ain't my night, somebody going to pick me up, and we understand that we all just picking each other up throughout the year, man. We've been doing that all year, and tonight was nothing different. I think the way we won tonight is just it's just an exclamation mark on the year, and it's just great to win like that, knowing the fact that we just a brotherhood together, and we just been picking each other up all year.
1 row back, Barry.
Yeah, Walter, Barry Bedlin with the Associated Press. On that final play involving Sharp there, what was going through your mind when you saw that unfolding with him unable to grab the ball?
Yeah, just go 100%. Honestly, my mind was just a little blank. We was just trying to get a stop, and we ended up getting it, getting a win. So happy we got that done.
We're going to the back left. Lane.
Hey there, Lane Higgins from the Wall Street Journal. This is for all of you guys, but up until probably late in the season, you hadn't had that many chances to have these kind of big comeback type games where you were down and had to really fight back in the last few minutes. You've had, I think, 4 of them in the 6 that you've played in the NCAA tournament. So is there sort of a compounding effect of confidence when you get one of those comebacks when you are in the next situation where your back's against the wall and you're down and you kind of need to step up and make some big plays?
We're going to sweep across again. Will, Alex, Alijah, Walter.
I mean, for sure, definitely pulling out one of those games definitely gives you confidence and knowing that you can win those type of games going forward. But I feel like I said, it's just a testament to who we are as a team. I feel like we're going to fight to the end, and we're going to do whatever it takes to give ourselves a good chance to win.
Alex.
Yeah, I just think we have elite confidence in those situations. We seem to be in those tight situations a lot in this tournament. So, I think we got together in a huddle at one point when we were down and just saying, we're good and no one's really stressing out too bad. So, we just have a lot of confidence in each other and knowing that our shot was going to fall down the stretch.
Alijah.
I agree with what they both said.
I agree with what they said also.
Very good answers. Let's go across the aisle for the last one for the Florida student athletes. Right there.
Trevor Denton, Way 31. Alex, what's going through your mind on the last play when you see the ball rolling around, and when did it kind of set in that was the game right there?
Yeah, I think it was a great defensive play by Walt. I was questioning whether I should go out and close out and leave my man, but he did a good job of just making him. It was going to be a travel if he picked it up. So just diving on it and hearing the buzzer go was a crazy feeling, and didn't feel real for sure.
We want to congratulate and thank Will, Alex, Alijah, and Walter. The national champions will return to the locker room right now, which is open until 11:50 local time. First question for Coach Golden, USA Today, left side of the room.
Zach Osterman, USA Today. Coach, I think you're the only national champion in the last 20 years to come back from a 9-point or more deficit in each of the Elite Eight, the Final Four, the national championship. How did you watch your team navigate those moments, whether it was in huddles, whether it was little moments, picking each other up, kind of just pulling through each of those sort of, if you want to call them comebacks, each of those sort of stressful sort of stretches?
Our guys have been really good all year, staying the course. And, in this tournament, especially after the first round, every team you play is going to be really, really, really good. And you have to have the mental toughness to be able to withstand a little adversity. We played an incredible UConn team that was used to winning in the second round, had to get through that one. And obviously Texas Tech, great program, had to find a way to come back and beat them. And obviously Auburn, the best team in America most of the year in the semifinals. So, there's going to be times of adversity trying to fight back in those games. Those are all great teams. Obviously, Houston, just a class act, amazing program, Hall of Fame head coach, super, super tough student athletes. And our guys knew that it wasn't going to be easy and didn't panic when it got tough. And as Will talked about, they did a great job of never getting too high, never getting too low. When we went down 12 in the second half, we stayed the course. We didn't point fingers. We didn't try to start making hero plays. We didn't start gambling defensively, and we got rewarded because of that toughness that we displayed.
On the right side, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun. Yeah, just talk a little bit about that as well, the toughness that you guys showed throughout the game and being physical with a physical Houston team and the ability to get those stops down the stretch. I believe you held them scoreless in the final 2:29. What went into that in terms of your guys' resolve defensively?
We've gotten a lot of credit for our offense because we've been so explosive all year and been one of, if not the top 2 offenses in America all year. But we've been a top 10 defense all year also. And we've been able to stand up against really good offensive teams and find a way to get stops. I thought Houston got the better of us in the first half, but it was really just a disparity in the turnover count. You know, we had 9. I think they had 2 in the first half. And as I look here, we had 4 in the second, and they had 7. And our defense won us the game tonight. We got 9 straight stops at one point in the middle of the second half. To your point, we held them scoreless the last 2:20. And Walter, great closeout, and Condon, great hustle play to win the game. And that's what made this team special all year, is that we could win different ways, and we showed that again tonight.
On the left side up front, Edgar.
Yeah, Todd, youngest coach since this went to 64 teams to ever win a national title. I mean, what's that mean to you to do that? And Billy Donovan was the youngest before you.
I mean, I'm super proud, obviously, but I'm just a piece of this puzzle. You know, I've been able to put together an incredible staff and recruit great student athletes over these last 3 years, and you know, we've stayed the course all year and worked really hard. And you know, my best answer is I'm just really proud. You know, I'm proud to be the head coach of Florida. I'm proud of the way our players performed, and I'm proud of the way our staff prepared our guys to become national champions.
Second row center.
As you're Alijah CBS, as you're thinking in your head toward the end of the game how the end of this game is going to look, there's no way you could have imagined 4 Houston turnovers in 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Is that something that you were trying to scheme up? Is that something that surprised you in their execution? And I guess, like, what did also a follow-up of a question that was asked of a couple people, what did you think when that ball was just loose?
Well, down the stretch, we just made some big-time winning plays defensively. You know, it's all kind of cloudy and a blur, but the one that sticks out is when I believe it was Sharp drove right off the right lane line, and Will was guarding somebody in the corner, and he stripped and ripped right off his leg with about 1:10 or a minute to go. That was a huge play for us. And then the last play was just absolutely an amazing play. You know, Walt recovered, closed out. As he said, flew by his right side to not allow himself to foul. Sharp made a heady, you know, he understood he couldn't touch the ball or else it would have been a turnover. And then Condon, you know, did what he does a lot, which is get physical, dive on the floor, make a winning play, getting on that loose ball. And I think there was 18 seconds or so on that last possession. We guarded him hard, and I saw the ball loose, and you know, I was just hoping that we beat him to the ball. And when Condon got on the floor, I figured it was either going to be a jump ball or we were going to come away with it. And then the next thing I knew, the game was over. So just an incredible moment, and you know, something I won't forget.
On the right side.
Hey, Coach Joel Morris, Alamo City Hoops. Obviously, tough start for Alijah and Walter in the beginning of the game, but down the stretch, they came out big. Alijah with free throws, Walter hitting big threes to tie it. What was some of the messages and just kind of like the teammates and the coaching staff giving those guys so they can stay confident, maybe even the locker room as well? What was just some of the messages?
Yeah, our team's resolve and DNA, like we don't have to give those guys confidence. You know what I mean? Like Walter Clayton, he's confident. Alijah Martin, confident. You know, Houston's a great team. You know, so we knew it wasn't going to be easy. And you know, the message at halftime was we have to take better care of the basketball, but we got to, you know, continue to stay aggressive and attack. And, you know, for the first 5 or 6 minutes I think actually the first 8 minutes of the second half, they still made life really hard on Walt, you know. And when he came out, you know, I thought Zell stepped up, gave us great minutes. We were able to come back a little bit in that time, get Walt some rest so we could finish. But you know, it wasn't, we didn't have to pump those guys up. You know, it was more just like, hey, let's just get back to being ourselves and do what we do. You know, at this point in the season, you know, they don't need those words of encouragement. Like it's kind of embedded in our DNA, and they did what they always do. You know, they stepped up. Alijah hit those big free throws. I thought he guarded really well all night. I thought Walter's defense in the second half was great, and you know, they just found a way to win the ball game.
Up front on the right, Brett.
Todd, yesterday we talked about how this game was going to be a clash of styles.
Yeah.
And this game was pretty much played at Houston's style and their pace. How concerned were you as this was going on about that, and what did you do to overcome it?
I was definitely concerned. They were dictating the tempo, and we wanted to get out in transition, and we were not able to, especially in the first half. I don't think we have any fast break points. And when we're at our best, we're getting stops, clean rebounds, and we're getting out and run and transition and finding baskets. So, that was concerning. But in the first at halftime, just looking at the numbers, the only thing that really stood out that was a big issue was our turnovers. And I thought we had some uncharacteristic turnovers. I thought some of those, majority of those 9 turnovers were not forced. They were just, either poor decisions or being sped up offensively. And, we just needed to kind of calm down. Obviously, Houston's the best defensive team in America by the numbers, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy to score on them. We still weren't able to get up and down too much in the second half, but we scored 37. We were able to knock down our free throws, and we just took much better care of the basketball.
On the left side, Chris.
Chris Harry, FloridaGators.com. Congratulations, Todd.
Thank you, Chris.
The being down to Houston 12 some might say would be like being down 15 or 16 to other teams. Are you at some point just saying something good has to happen? Walter Clayton's not scoring. Are you just saying we need to string stops together? I mean, what is the mentality as the players are talking to each other during these timeouts at that time?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing from my perspective is I just didn't feel like we had much control of the game. I thought Houston was controlling tempo. I thought they were controlling with their physicality. There was an interesting technical call on our bench that I thought, was an issue we had to battle through. And it was our defense. It was stops. It was finding a way to be able to get some runouts. And as we talked about, we didn't get a lot of transition, but we were able to break and get a couple. And, Walt saw the ball go through the net with some free throws and that and one layup, and I thought that loosened him up a little bit. And after that, we were starting to get some good stuff, and we were starting to hit some shots and, get downhill and get to the foul line. And we were able to flip the game and the momentum a little bit. And obviously incredibly challenging to do against an opponent like Houston, but, we're pretty dang good also, and we found a way to do it.
We want to thank Coach Golden, head coach of the 2025 national champion, Florida Gators.
Sounds pretty good. Thank you all.